of using ice, they use plastic and spray this stuff on it to make it slippery. There are 10 emergency stations scattered throughout Loyola's campus. The idea is that if you feel unsafe, you can press this button and someone should respond relatively quickly. People have come together tonight from all across the Bainbridge community to remember the lives of their loved ones by lighting a candle. Tonight, Chicagoans are lacing up their running shoes to participate in the Run with Boston. Police say the victim was merely running on this lakeshore path, listening to her iPod, when the perpetrator tried to attack her. Luckily, she had pepper spray. Deputies say meth labs have become an increasing problem here in Madison County. One of the possible replacements for Pope Benedict is Chicago's own Francis Cardinal George. Despite being around for only 2 years, Lickety Split has grown to become the most popular custard place in Chicago. Take a look around me. Every single seat in this stadium was filled to the maximum capacity of 84,409 people, and FSU fans say it was electrifying. People took a trip back in time as the annual raid on the Swanee took place at the Swanee Music Park in Live Oak.
It's like a nasty hobby because once the bug bites you, it's got you and you'll go on for years.
This hobby has transformed from what used to be a few participants to an annual tradition that's attracted thousands.
They did reenacting in overhauls and shotguns and in parking lots. And we've evolved from that to what you see in the background behind us. Just, it's something.
And it's that something that attracted bystanders from across the state.
We decided to come out here. We're from Live Oak and teach maybe the grandchildren a little bit about the history of the Civil War.
At the end of the raid on the Swanee, the soldiers, united as one, came together to salute all of those who have served and are currently serving our country. In Live Oak, Kaitlin McMurray, WCTV Eyewitness News. A grieving community came together today to mourn the death of Janila Watkins, the 6-month-old baby who fell victim to gang violence when she was shot and killed while sitting on her father's lap. Space was limited and quickly filled up, causing at least 50 people to stand outside the doors in the cold and wait to pay their respects.
We live in a community where there's no hope. You know, you look around in your environment, you feel like there's no hope.
Portia Vaughn, a family friend of the Watkins, hopes Janila's death will not be in vain and will prevent gangs from murdering more innocent people.
It's happening. I think this should stop a lot of stuff. It should, because she was innocent.
Charles Stokes lost his 8-year-old daughter to gun and gang violence just 2 years ago when his daughter was playing outside. Today, he encouraged the community to come together and trust the police so they can do their job to protect gang-inflicted neighborhoods.
We're tired. We're not going to keep allowing people to kill our children on the street. They say snitching. Ain't no such thing as snitching when you're killing the innocent.
Although the investigation is still underway, Chicago Police Superintendent Gary McCarthy said they're close to finding the killer. Reporting from New Beginnings Church, I'm Kaitlin McMurray, Studio 51 News. It's been 2 years since the devastating tsunami hit Japan, killing more than 20,000 people and destroying hundreds of thousands of homes. Now people are gathered to remember those who are lost but have not been forgotten. The women's choir and the beating of the drums set the tone for Kazuna 2, The Bonds of Emotion, a temporary photo exhibit that connects Chicagoans to Japan. Many believe this exhibit is important so people don't just see the earthquake and tsunami as a history event that will be forgotten. Takeo Oyama says we can't forget what happened because many of the Eastern Japanese are still recovering from the disaster.
This Japan earthquake is not a history, but an ongoing process for the people to continue to move forward from devastation toward resurrection.
In June 2012, high school student Keigo Oharu traveled to Inagwa and Kamishi to help those affected by the tragedy. The devastation he saw when he got there seemed unreal.
There's a tree just in the middle of nowhere, standing there, just by itself. All the other buildings and trees wiped away.
Last year, there was also a remembrance for the victims. However, this year, the exhibit added a new way to connect Chicagoans with the Red String Project, based on a Japanese literary legend.
In the folkloric version of the story, two children wake up and they have a string binding them together, and it was symbolic that they would be bound together in destiny and in fate.
In lieu of the ancient Japanese tradition, passerbys are encouraged to take one of the 20,000 red string so they can remember those affected by the tsunami. I'm Kaitlin McMurray reporting for Studio 51 News. Chicago's tap water from Lake Michigan is among the cleanest drinking water in the country. Here on Loyola's campus, many students are questioning why people are paying to drink something they have access to for free. On December 4th, Loyola's student government endorsed Uncapped Loyola's campaign to ban the sale of bottled water on campus. Supporters of the ban say bottled water is detrimental for more reasons than the fact that it's made from plastic.
The bottle itself is only one part of the issue. It's really what's in the bottle that's concerning us more. The fact that this water has come from a community source, they've received no retribution for that, monetarily and otherwise, and it's becoming a privatized good, which we believe should be a public source.
According to the Natural Resources Defense Council, at least 40% of bottled water is tap water. Also, because privatized companies own bottled water, those companies don't have to report anything harmful that may be found in the distributed water.
Because it's a private company, if they find something in the water when they do their testing, they don't have to take action.
Some students don't think banning the sale of bottled water is a good idea. In fact, some have signed a petition against this movement because they see it as taking away a consumer's right to choose.
If somebody wants to buy a bottle of water every now and then, or for convenience's sake, who are we to stop them? Who are we to stop them?
Those against the campaign believe it would be inconvenient for Loyola to stop selling bottled water here on campus. However, Loyola's already implemented water bottle refill stations like this one, so students can quickly and conveniently refill their own water canteen. It's been an annual tradition in Chicago for over 50 years. People are wearing green, green beer is sold, and most notably, the Chicago River changes color. Every year, thousands of Chicagoans gather to watch as the brown Chicago River quickly turns to a bright, festive green in honor of St. Patrick's Day. Robert Rowan has been dyeing the river green for years now, and every year feels the excitement from the crowd.
It's great, you come out here, it's like scoring a touchdown at Soldiers Field. The place goes crazy as soon as we start, and then it's a good time.
For many Chicagoans, this gathering is more than just watching the river dyed green.
The reason why I'm here is because of my whole family and the history in the Chicagoland area.
A common misconception about the dye is that it is harmful and filled with chemicals that pollute the river. However, Robert says although he can't say exactly what's in the dye because it's a family secret, he can say it's a vegetable mix that isn't dangerous.
We don't tell anybody the exact ingredients, but it's harmless. It's a vegetable dye.
So it's safe for the fish?
Oh, everything. You can eat it.
This year, a man on a water-propelled flyboard, dressed as a leprechaun, entertained the crowd. An exciting touch for those standing outside in below freezing temperatures and snow flurries. Yet again, spectators were impressed.
I'd kind of seen pictures of it before, but not in person. And it's really interesting. There's a rich greenness that just pervades the entire depth and length of the river, which it's impressive.